Hello friends, today our lab is regarding IP-SLA and in this lab we have a scenario. As you can see that we have two different networks. First network is 192.168.10.0, second network is 192.168.20.0. Both the networks are connected together via two redundant links, and these two redundant links are provided by two different ISPs. As you can see, R1 on site 1 is connected with R2 on site 2 via two different ISPs. We are going to configure IPSLA here as we want uh, uh, and primary link. Uh, uh, we want secondary link as a backup of primary link here. So by configuring IPSLA, we will be able to shift our traffic from primary link to secondary link if the primary links goes down. So let's start our configuration here. First we will assign IP addresses to our devices. First I'm going to assign the IP address to my VPC1. Show IP, no IP here. So IP is 192.168.10.1255255.255.0, 192.168.10.254 is the gateway. Nothing to do much in this switch. We will just configure a VLAN here, and we will configure Ethernet 0/0 and 0/1, the part of that VLAN. Config terminal, host name, switch of site 1, VLAN 10, interface range Ethernet 0/0-1, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10. Now I'm going to configure R1. Config terminal, host name R1, interface Ethernet 0/0, which would be the gateway for this network. No shutdown. IP address is 92.168.10.254.255.255.255.0. Exit interface serial 2/0. This is the interface and it is connected to the ISP1, and I'm going to assign the IP address on this interface 1.1.1.1. No shutdown. IP address 1.1.1.1 255.0.0. Interface serial 2/1. No shutdown. IP address. This serial interface is connected to the ISP2, and it is going to be assigned with IP address as 2.1.1.1 255.0.0. It is done. Now I am going to configure the ISP1. Config T, hostname ISP-1, serial 2/0, interface serial 2/0, no shutdown, IP address as 1.1.2.255.0.0, exit interface Ethernet 0/0, no shutdown. This interface is connected with the R2. via network 3.0.0.0/8. I'm going to assign the IP address as 3.1.1.1 255.0.0 3.1.1.1 255.0.0. ISP1 has been configured. Now I'm going to configure ISP2. Config T hostname ISP2 interface serial2/0, which is connected with R1 via network 2.0.0.0/8. No shutdown. IP address 2.1.1.2 255.0.0. This was the this was the serial interface we just configured. Now I'm going to configure the Ethernet 0/1 interface. Ethernet 0/1 no shutdown. IP address would be 4.1.1.1 ISP2 router has also been configured with the IP addresses. Now I'm going to configure R2. So running config. It is configured already, but I'm going to configure it again for your ease. Config terminal interface Ethernet 0/0 Ethernet 0/0 no IP address. I'm going to assign this interface with the IP address 3.1.1.2. IP address 3.1.1.2 255.0.0. Similarly, interface Ethernet 0/1, which is connected with the ISP2 router. No IP address. IP address 4.1.1.2 255.0.0. Interface Ethernet 0/2. No IP address. IP address as 192.168.20.254.255.255.255.0. It is done. Ethernet 0/2 connected with the local network, and Ethernet 0/1 is connected with ISP2, and Ethernet 0/1 is connected with ISP1. It is done. Now I am going to configure PC2. So IP, no IP assigned. IP 192.168.20.155.255.255.192.168.20.254 would be the gateway address. I'm going to configure switch 2 as well. Config terminal hostname switch 2 VLAN 20 interface range gig Ethernet 0/0 to 1 switch port mode access VLAN 20. Now we will configure the routes in our routers. R1 we will configure two default routes here. IP route 0.0.0 0.0.0 via 1.1.1.2. This would be the default route for the primary link. for this network, and similarly secondary route would be y route 2.1.1.2 with administrative distance 10 via this link. Now I'm going to configure another route here, IP route 3.1.1.2 255.255.255.0 via 1.1.2. Sorry, it is done. Currently, primary link is active. Similarly, we will configure the IP routes here as well. IP route 3.1.1.1 3.1.1.1 IP route 4.1.1.1 with administrative distance 10. IP route 1.1.1.1 255.255.255.255 and 3.1.1.1. IP route 192.168.10.0 255.255.255.0 via 1.1.1 and IP route 192.168.20.0 255.255.255.0 via 3.1.1.2. From here, this network would be on this next hop, and from here, this network would be through this next hop. IP route 192.168.20.0 255.255.255.0 4.1.1.2 and IP route 192.168.10.0 255.255.255.0 1.1 sorry 2.1.1.1. Let us check the accessibility. Ping 192.168 and 20.1. It is accessible. Let us check the trace route. Trace 192.168.20.1. It is following the primary path. Similarly, okay. Now we will configure the IP-SLA on this router. Later we will configure the same IP-SLA on this router. Config terminal IP-SLA 1 ICMP echo. We want to monitor this interface. That is why we added the routes from the primary link for these two interfaces. 3.1.1.2 and source IP would be 1.1.1.1. By default, we have the frequency 5. If we want to reduce the frequency to 1, then we have to edit the threshold value to 1000, timeout to 1000, and frequency as 1. IPSLA schedule 1, start time now, and life forever. Now we will configure track 10, find it with IP-SLA 1, and for the purpose of reachability, delay down 2 and up 4. IP. Now we will um, bind this track with this primary link, with this route in fact. Okay, IP route 0.0.0 via this link, and track 10, no IP route 0.0.0 0.0.0 1.1.2. Let's check the track. So track, as you can see, reachability is up. So IP-SLA statistics, number of success failure. Now we will ping 192.168.20.1. Here you can see I'm able to access this PC from PC1. Now I'm going to shut down my one of the ISP's link. Say I'm going to shut down Ethernet 0/0 interface, Ethernet 0/0 shutdown. My track, my SLA reachability is now in down state. Ping has been stopped now. It will not shift right now, as our R2 has no idea how to shift the traffic from primary link to secondary link. So we have to configure the IPSLA on R2 as well. So I'm going to configure IPSLA 1 ICMP echo. Now we are going to monitor this interface, source IP 3.1.1.2, threshold 1000, timeout 1000, frequency 1, and IPSLA schedule 1, start time now, and life forever. Track 10, IPSLA 1, reachability, delay down 2 and up 4. IP route this and 3.1.1.1 track 10 no IP route. Now we will be able to ping our PC1. So friend, this is how you can configure IPSLA. Now we will see that track will be restored from down to up. Here you can see similarly on R2 it is from downstate to upstate, and ping is still continuous. We will see the reachability through trace 192.168.10 dot sorry 20.1. It is from first link, primary link. As we will shut it down now, reachability would be through secondary link. From up to down, similarly on R2, track is in down state. As we restore our link, it will again be here. You can see. So friend, this is how you can configure IPSLA for your redundant links. If you have any query regarding this lab, you can ask me in comments, and don't forget to share my video and like. Thank you.